Into the final round of games we go now over in the Gold Cup. That's right, with Canada still yet to confirm the spot in the quarter-final stages, and there's still hope for El Salvador. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're previewing Canada up against El Salvador up in the Gold Cup. That's right, to see who can get themselves through to the quarter-final stages. What am I talking about? Well, I'll tell you in a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, subscribe for Blackburn Rovers, Gold Cup, World Football. We're going to all here under one roof. See, that's right, Canada, one of the favourites, got themselves off to the flying start, but tripped up last time around and could only muster a draw. And El Salvador still have a sliver of a chance. We'll get into all of that and more in a second. Big shout out to the members and the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it and preview the matches coming at you tonight. No rest for the wicked. Of course, we're going to get into the deep end right here, right now, and preview the Maple Leafs. They're coming at you right here, right now, as CONCACAF Nations League A quarterfinal winners, securing the spot back on the 19th of November, 2024. They've been here 17 times in the current rendition, 20 times in total, and they were also here back in 2023. They've been champions at least twice, back in the year 2000 and the current rendition, and back in 1985 in the old school rendition. They are ranked 30th in the world, and my expectation was, and maybe still is, to make it to the final. That's right. These are the guys hoping to do just that. The likes of Kruppo at the back, between the sticks, Alistair Johnson, Derek Cornelius, Joel Waterman as well, moving forward, Tasia Buchanan, Stefan Esquayo there, and Jonathan David, Sio Larin as well up top. But this is the lineup we could see, a back four, which there's a Choronre at the back there, Dufogaroles, Waterman, I got a new nickname for you, Lareya, Sugar Aloesu, Saliba, Ahmed, Buchanan and David, with St. Clair between the sticks. But, of course, coming into this on the back of that 6-0 win over Honduras on opening day, they followed up with a draw against Curacao, and now it's El Salvador, who are bottom of the pile right now, and still, though, can mathematically qualify with a win themselves. So let's take a look at El Salvador, coming at you right here, right now. Qualifies the CONCACAF League B Group A winners, securing their spot back on the 17th of November, 2024. They've been here 14 times in this current rendition, 20 times in total, and they were also here back in 2023. They were quarterfinalists multiple occasions back in 02, 03, 11, 2013, 2017, and 2021. But they were also runners-up back in the olden days, back in 1963 and back in 1981. They're ranked 81st according to the FIFA rankings. My expectation was a group stage exit, but these guys can break that, or at least dent it massively with a win here today. Mario Gonzalez likely between the sticks. Of course, you got Jorge Cruz there, Alexander Ladin, Diego Flores, Brian Tamacas. Moving forward, the likes of Geraldo Osario, Darwin Serin. We've got Santos Ortiz as well. Up top, the likes of Rafael Tejeda, Brandon Ramirez, Steven Guerrero, all competing to get in this team. But this is this team that's going to be there. It's Gonzalez between the six, Roldan, Dominguez, Galapacita, Tamacas, Maniva, Orellana, Landevere, Henriquez, Perez, and Gil up top. A 4-4-1-1, old school right there. But of course, coming into this, yet to score a goal have El Salvador. They're bottom of the pile with just the 1 point picked up in that opening match against Curacao. They followed up with a 2-0 loss to Honduras. And now it's all about Canada kicking off later tonight. Of course, a win will put them on 4 points. It doesn't guarantee them a spot in the quarterfinal spaces. But it could just do that, because they would be hoping on a draw between Honduras and Curacao, because that will put on Honduras on 4 points as well. Also, with that in mind, I'm just going off the back of goal difference. They would have the better goal difference to that of Honduras. But Honduras do have the upper hand when it comes to El Salvador. So technically, mathematically, they may still be out, even with a win and a draw this match. So it's a tall order. It is a tall order. But anyway, they're coming at you, taking on Canada at the Shell Energy Stadium. Coming at you this evening. Mario Bielo is the coach. I don't think that's right. It's Jesse Marsh is the coach right here. And up against El Salvador, they played 7 times since 2009. 4 wins Canada, 1 win El Salvador, 2 draws between the two sides. Now coming into this, Canada just 1 defeat in the last 5 for them, up against El Salvador, who are under just 1 defeat in the last 6 themselves. Of those 7 matches, Canada have a 3-0 win on the record. They got 9 goals scored in those 7, picking up a 1.29 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, El Salvador have just that one and only win, scored 2 goals in total against Canada, picking up 0.29 goals a game. That's, of course, the situation, but this is, of course, the bookies at the moment. 4-1 on for you, Canada. 11-1 is the away win. 90-4 is El Salvador's, and the draw, I mean. Bookies, that, the public vote, do have Canada in the driving seat, 85%. El Salvador with just 11. As for me, I'm going to go with, of course, a convincing win for Canada. Not as convincing as the opening day victory against Honduras, but enough to say, hey ho, we're in this and we're going to go the distance. Of course, that'll put them in top spot, of course, at the group, and they'll take on the runners-up in another group, which, of course, I think has Jamaica in there, and it also has Panama and all that. So that's, of course, also to be decided later on today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions as we look forward to those quarterfinal spots. Can Canada go the distance, or are you a little bit underwhelmed by their recent performance? Let me know down below. Of course, we look forward to seeing that and much more here at Blackburn Overseas.